Hello, I want to do a quick recap of some trades that I took today, but I also wanted to talk about the market overall. So, what was going on in the market and what led to me taking the trades that I did and not taking some other trades that I should have. So, the ultimate thing here is look what happened to NQ, and also it's the same thing on ES. They both basically came really close to tagging the monthly EMA 12. Sorry if you hear something. There's a cat sleeping behind me and he snores. So sorry if you hear that. Anyway, we didn't quite get daily oversold. Like the final print, I think at the bottom of the low, we actually did get daily oversold, but the final print, because the day closed higher, was not daily oversold. But I digress. So daily oversold at monthly EMA 12 is a buy. In an uptrending market, that's a strong buy. And there are clearly lots of people who got that. And I'm sadly not one of them. But yeah, that's a legit test and rally from that level. Like even if it doesn't follow through to all-time highs, that's a trade that we should have been taking. MU, I'm going to show you another one, this one. You see I've got it highlighted as a weekly EMA 12 rider. It was at the weekly EMA 12 yesterday, undercut this prior support and rallied hard from there. That was a buy. SNDK, same thing. It's a 4-day EMA 12 rider, was at the spot yesterday morning, rallied right off the lows, also did this undercut and is, doing well now today. So those are three trades that I should have been taking those trades, and it's really disappointing that I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because of headlines. I think that what I'm realizing more and more and more as I trade more and more is that if I just stopped listening to the news, if I just paid way less attention to what's going on in the world and how it's affecting the market, and I just traded technically, I would be trading much better than I am. And that is sad in some ways, but it's just the truth. And like this was a missed opportunity. There's no other way to put it. It was a huge missed opportunity yesterday to not take that trade. And why would I not take that trade? Like, let's just go take a look. You're at monthly EMA 12 down here. The low is actually set over here, right? But during the regular trading hours, here's what was happening. You got a high, low, so you defined the opening range, couldn't break the high, came back down, couldn't break the low. That's a long. If you're trading long and you're at the monthly EMA 12 and you're looking long, it couldn't break the low. That's your long right there, and you could have been in it. Did I take that trade? No. Why? Because I heard the news and I heard what was going on in the world and I saw what was happening with oil, and it had me confused and like mixing the messages from the market with what the actual chart was telling me. And so I missed the trade. Let's take a look at MU. Could we have gotten into MU? That was over here. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. High, low, a high set off the open, low set. So there's your opening range. Couldn't get higher, couldn't get lower. Off you go. So the long was here. Very easy trade, super straightforward. And if you'd gotten that trade, look at that move. Just really, really good. And moved up above. The pink line is the hourly EMA 12. Held above the hourly EMA 12 this entire time, even right into the close, still holding it. But either way, you could have easily gotten risk-free on that. Like your risk would have basically been way down here. It's like a 10 to 1. If you held through to today, the highest today, that's like a 10 to 1. I'm just eyeballing. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna move on now to the trades that I did take. But news schmooze, like I can't say this enough. News schmooze. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's happening in the news. Yes, things are going to happen in the news. Yes, data is going to come out. Yes, things are going to happen in the world. Earnings reports are going to happen. All this stuff's going to happen, and it's all going to affect the market. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. All that matters is the chart, the setup, and when the chart is setting you up, putting you in a position where you know it's your trade and you should be hitting it, but you're nervous because of the news, drop the news. Don't think about the news. Take the trade. That's my lesson for this week. Take the trade. Okay, so what trades did I take? Well, I took MU today. This was kind of a bummer, but I'm chasing here, right? Like this is not my trade. This is not the setup. The setup for me was over here. It was at my rider. It had alerted me into the close on Friday, so I was aware it was in my zone. And right here, this blue dotted line is there you can see it. It's right in my spot. It's in the area. I didn't take it anyway. So I didn't get my spot. Today, on the open, I was watching it move in the pre-market, and I was just making note that relatively speaking, in the pre-market, SNDK and MU were stronger than other names. So that a lot of names had gapped up and had come in. These ones were still holding above prior day high. So I thought, that's a little bit of relative strength. I bet you they're just going to go. And so I watched on the open on the 1 minute time frame right here. And this thing just started pushing up. Like this 1 minute candle, I was watching, and I can't remember the exact price I got, but I bought during the first minute because I thought I'm just going to risk to the low of this candle and just see what it does. And I didn't buy with big size because it's not my trade. My trade is I buy dips. I don't buy breaks. Like I don't buy off the open pushes. It's not my thing. And so not being my thing, I just took smaller size, ended up taking the trade off near high of day. So it was just an intraday trade, which is sad because I would love to be holding this from down below. So that was the first one. Then I did FIG. FIG was also in my spot. Here it is. You can see the area I was looking in here. Came down off the open. I was watching this balance. So we got a low, lower high, lower low, and I was watching this balance, and I ended up getting long right down in here. I can't remember exactly what the price was. It must have been on the 5 minute by then. Let me see. Yeah, it was right in here. I think it was right around 29 something or other. Anyway, managed to get risk-free on this one on this first move up, and then I just sat in it. I sat in it all day waiting for it to break, and it wouldn't break, and the whole time I'm like, how's it going to handle the 15-minute EMA 12? And it got to the 15-minute EMA 12 and rejected, and then it tried again and rejected again, and I just let the thing go, and I ended up stopping out break even at the low, and now it's below my level that I wanted to buy it at. And really what I was looking at was on the daily time frame. I'm looking for this thing to have a long-term bottom in, because this is an IPO name. And I thought it would do that at the daily EMA 12 because it was in a 4-hour balance here. If you look at this, so we had a high. Let me just draw it so you can see what I'm seeing. So we had our high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, and then I was banking on that holding, and I gotta change the color on that, hang on. And obviously it didn't hold. I think it probably like right into the close here, it was probably testing that low. Yeah, it's just like double bottoming there. But either way, it's not the strength I was looking for. I wanted, when the market was rallying and this thing wasn't going, it was pretty clear that it was probably not going to go. But I thought, it's still just tightening. I'll give it a shot, and ended up just taking my stop. This is why I get risk-free, is because I don't know when these things are going to work or not. And like, I'm not comfortable taking loss after loss after loss. I'm not in that. I'm sure that point in my career will come where I'm like just comfortable taking stops because I know that the winners will outweigh the losers, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not there yet. So I took my risk off, and I took a stop, and it was break even, no big deal. So that was a FIG. The other one I did was TRI, which also a little bit disappointing. So this had been a 4-hour EMA 12 rider. Let me just get rid of that EMA rider right here. TRI. Get rid of that. And yeah, so we broke down out of that 4-hour rider, and I was looking for it to hold the daily, just like I was with the other one. It would be the second time because it had held it back here and then rallied. So I'm looking for another hold of daily EMA 12. And at the same time that I was looking at this, I was looking at IGV and the group ETF and a bunch of other names, looking for them to all hold and carry on up. And I ended up, let's go down to the 5-minute time frame. I'll show you what I did. I recognized that we were coming into the spot, and we were this 5-minute falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. I don't use this pattern very often. I typically am not very good at it, but because it's wedging into a spot that I do care about, I thought I'll give it a go. And my idea was that I would basically buy on a break of the prior low here. So I was looking at this level right here in the wedge. And when it came down, I wanted to buy the break of that level. And sadly, I had an order down there, and for whatever reason, my broker filled it higher. So my average ended up being basically 103.01. We'll just call it 103. And then I just, when it bounced immediately off that drop, I sold a portion to get more than risk-free, put my stop in below the low, and then it came right back down. It looked like it was going to go, and then it came right back down and kept trying to break through that low that was my stop, and it never did. But it wasn't really strong either. You know, I was looking at, again, I'm looking at it like how big is the bounce? Are we going to get to the 15-minute EMA 12? And you can see we didn't even come close until much, much later, way over here. And when we did get there, we rejected. So I'm like, oh, this bounce sucks. Like, I need strength for the bounce. So I want to be able to hold overnight, and wasn't not getting that. On a daily EMA 12 test, I kind of wanted to get as high as like the hourly EMA 12 so I can feel comfortable holding overnight. So when it didn't do that, I want to be in the trade. So I sold more. When we got a rally into the close, I sold more up at 104. I think I sold a tiny piece here at 103.50 or something like that. And then I sold more at 104, just taking the size off just a little bit, putting a little bit more padding on it so that if it goes down overnight and it sweeps my stop, which is totally possible, I'll probably end up taking a hit on it, but it won't be as bad as if I hadn't taken that little extra bit off. It's sad because it means that overall the trade won't be worth as much as I would like it to be, but I would rather be a little defensive considering the market that we're in right now. And so that is that. Those are the 3 trades that I took. I did take like a few other little things here and there, but nothing worth writing about, just trades that ended up being scratch and not like I get long or get short, get risk-free, take the stop. And that happened a few times on a few different names. And so I'm just not even going to comment on those. But ultimately, Green Day, again, I feel like this whole week in this market has been me sort of missing opportunities like the ones I talked about earlier with Qs and with like MU, and then being stuck trying to find good opportunities in the mess that follows. And so that's why I think, you know, I'm going to try to focus a lot less on the news, and I'm going to focus a lot more on the charts and really base my trades on the charts. Forget what's happening in the news. If it's in my level, if it's in my area that I want to buy, that's where my focus is going. And that's why even this one, I focus so much on this for the latter half of the day because it's in my spot. It's my setup. I should be taking this trade. And so that's what I'm doing. All right. Happy trading and news schmooze.